Hi guys, welcome to my channel Avanti Morocha. Today I'm going to talk about Sizzix Big Shot Plus. For those who don't know, this is a manual machine. You can cut any material that scissors can cut, such as paper, cardstock, fabric, felt, leather, etc. The big difference between cutting them by hand and using the machine is the precision of the cuts and the time you save. Everything that you see here is what you get in the box when you buy the Big Shot Plus starter kit. The Big Shot Plus machine, one platform, one adapter A, one adapter B, one pair of cutting pads, one Tinglitz die set, one Bix die, one embossing folder, cardstock, and the manual. This is Sizzix Big Shot Plus. The machine dimensions are 15 3/4 by 11 3/4 by 7.5 inches. With the Big Shot Plus, you can use 8.5 by 11-inch material, which are equivalent to 21 by 28 centimeters. It is compatible with most of Sizzix dies and embossing folders, with the exception of the Bix Pro dies. Now I'm going to show you in more detail what is included in the Tinglitz set. You will find 2 butterflies, 3 flowers, 1 heart, 1 tin set to make labels, 3 leaves, a decorative square with flowers, a decorative border, and a tin lid to make a box. Now I'm going to show you the Bix L Everyday Essentials. This comes with 2 flowers, 2 hearts, 2 circles, 1 leaf, and 1 butterfly. With this die, you can cut several layers with a single pass. These two are known as dies, Tinglitz dies and Bix dies. Tinglitz are great for paper, cardstock, and for thin material. The Bix dies are also great for paper and cardstock, but they are even better when working with thick material like felt and leather. You can also cut multiple layers of material. I'm going to use the Tinglitz to cut these shapes into the cardstock. I'm going to make a Sizzix sandwich. For the ones that are not familiar, this is layering. First the Big Shot Plus platform, then the adapter A, followed by one of the cutting pads, then the cardstock, next the Tinglitz with the embossing side facing down. Finally, the other cutting pad. Pass it through the Big Shot Plus. Roll the handle. Don't worry if you hear the cracking noise, it is normal. This is how they look. I'm going to detach some of the pieces from the Tinglitz and remove the extra material. Now I'm going to use these Tinglitz to cut 2 layers of cardstock. I'm going to make the same sandwich I made for the previous project. Place the platform, then the adapter A, followed by one of the cutting pads, 2 pieces of cardstock, this is medium weight cardstock, then the thin lids with the embossing side facing down. Finally, the other cutting pad. Pass it through the Big Shot Plus. Just so you know, it is perfectly normal to see impression marks on the cutting pads after using them. These lines don't affect the quality of the cut. Using the thin lids with medium cardstock is possible to cut 2 layers at the same time. Because the thin lid is longer, larger material is required. It must be longer than 8.5 by 11 inch. The cardstock that came with the set will work, but I am using a heavyweight cardstock to make the box. Because this is a thin lid, I'm going to use the same sandwich than before. Pass it through the machine. The best part of this thin lid is that it already gives you the scoring lines, which will help you when folding the box. Before making the box, I'm going to place it inside the embossing folder to give the cardstock a texture. For this, I'm going to make this sandwich. Place the Big Shot Plus platform, then the adapter B, followed by one of the cutting pads, then the embossing folder. Finally, place the other cutting pad. I hope you can see the embossing on the cardstock. With this simple technique, the cardstock looks like a more expensive material. The embossing folder that comes with the set is pretty basic, but if you visit the Sizzix site, you will see that they offer a huge variety of embossing folders. These are great for people who are into card making. Now I'm going to use the big die to cut a piece of felt. This is the sandwich and it has fewer layers. The cutting pad, then the big die with the sponge side up. The felt, I'm covering the flowers and the hearts with the felt. Finally, place the other cutting pad. Now pass it through the machine. As you can see, the cut is impeccable. If you have used scissors to cut felt flowers, you know it can be time consuming. Now I'm going to cut 4 pieces of felt. Place the cutting pad, then the Bix die with the sponge side up. Now I'm going to fold the felt in 4 layers and place it over the flower. Place the other cutting pad and pass it through the machine. Now I have 4 flowers. Now I'm using Bix die to cut 6 layers of fabric. Keep in mind that this is a thin material. I'm going to make the same sandwich I made for the previous project. Now I have 6 flowers. Now I'm using the Bix die to cut 4 layers of medium weight cardstock. I'm using the same sandwich than before. Now I have 4 leaves. I made these projects using the dies and embossing folders that came with the starter kit, along with some extra cardstock and felt that I have around the house. If you want to know how I made them, let me know in the comment section. I want you to keep in mind that the machine by itself cannot do anything. It has to be used in combination with the dies, borders, embossing folders, etc. For example, I bought these Bix dies to make a project with felt flowers. This is Sizzix die. Here you can see the projects they have as well as the products they offer, such machine, dies, embossing folders, accessories, and more. Let's check the machines. Some of them are manual and others electric. Here you can see the different types of dies they have. Here you can see the type of embossing folders they have. They also have a massive library of projects. I'm going to click on card making. As you can see, they have all kinds of cards. Click on the card that you like to view the project. You will see on the right side a list of dies you will need to make the project. For people who want a little more manual control on their projects and don't want to deal with a computer, learning a program, or paying a subscription to download projects. For people that really love making cards, invitations, or enjoy scrapbooking. If you work with felt, you are going to love this machine. It is the best machine I ever used to cut felt. If you are into quilting or leather jewelry, this machine is going to be really helpful. I want to thank Sizzix for sending me the machine to make the review. All the opinions are my own. I hope you like this video and you find it informative. I'm going to leave you the link to where you can buy the Big Shot Plus in the info box below the video. If you have any question, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to visit my blog, follow me on my social media, like this video and share it with your loved ones. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.